What's good with it in the hood with it? Welcome back to the Collective Clips where you already know we get it in. But before we get it in, let's get to the intro. What up with it? Shout out to Super Usos, man. We about to get it in, man. Every Uso is a Super Uso. There ain't no mini Usos, medium Usos, medium Usos. They're all Usos. Soles, brothers, right? Look, I'm going to tell you guys a little story about doing time with Usos, right? Some melees they got into it on the streets that I actually witnessed, and then something that popped off in jail that I care not to really speak on, but I'm going to speak on it just to a certain degree, right? But I witnessed. I hate saying the word witness. It always sounds weird, huh? Man, I witnessed some shit. Oh, is that right? Are you going to testify? No, only in church I testify, right? Well, guess what? I'm not going to even testify in church. I'm cool, right? I'm not trying to be a witness to nothing. But hey, welcome back to Super Us. We're going to get into it. If you haven't hit that like and subscribe button on the channel, make sure you go ahead and do that. Put your notification bell on all so that way you're directed in the direction of the dope content that I'm going to stay kicking. And I appreciate you guys. So, living in Washington, right? Back in the days, I used to travel. I used to stay in Oregon. I used to live up in, live in Washington, but I used to travel to Washington because I had some homeboys, some Uso homeboys from Tacoma. Now, I'm going to tell you guys about Tacoma. Tacoma's different. And I don't know why the colors keep changing on my channel. It's weird, right? They start turning orange and shit, but it just is what it is. But anyways, I was kicking it in SeaTac, Tacoma, right? Around some Usos. Now, I don't know how they gravitated out there, but there used to be a gang out there called Hilltop Crip. I don't know if they still function in that little area that I used to frequent, but I had a couple of Uso partners, right? So let me tell you guys a little story. What had happened was I was chilling with this white dude that I met. Good peoples, I thought he was, right? We used to go clubbing all the time. He was one of my coworkers. So I couldn't shake this motherfucker if I wanted to. But this night, he was going to learn something. He had the kick it pad. He had the pad that everybody posted up at. Everybody kicked it after. Hey, always, as long as his kid wasn't there for the week or was gone for the weekend with the baby mama, bring all them mentions over here, right? Every thought that we spotted and we seen, we had the kick pad. He had a pool in the back, which he really didn't need it because it was cold than a motherfucker in Tacoma, right? But he had the pool. He had everything going on, and everyone liked to go over there and kick it. He'd always grill shit up. Hey, he was one of those white dudes too. What do you got to cook, bro? Whatever's in the kitchen. I don't care. Throw a pizza pocket on the motherfucking charcoal. Let's get it popping. So it became like the spot we frequented. Now, he had a couple Usos that were his neighbors. I ended up befriending them. They were cool, right? But they were cooler with him than they were with me. Like, we hit it off on some California shit. Like, one of them was from Cali. Like, oh, what's up, bro? What's up, Us? All that. I talked about doing time with them and all that. So we were cool, but he was cooler with them than I was because they were his connect. Now, anyways, we're over there kicking with his Uso partners and him, and we're barbecuing. And what had happened was this dude started to get too deep into the bag. He went from friend to foe because he started turning into a tweaker. Like, it went from like he didn't even want to go out anymore. He just wanted to stay home and get high. And let's just tell him I'll come over here. I said, man, we got to go out there and really get at the chicks to bring them back. We got to double back. We can't just invite people. Like, that's not the way it works. But he didn't even want to leave that. How about you go get all the chicks and bring them here, and I'll just be doing dope the whole time you're gone, right? So with that being said, I was kind of like, I don't know about kicking it with you too much, bro. I'm kind of cool, right? And these two Usos that lived next door, they were brothers, right? They were always over there because he was little by little, man. His DVD player was in their house. His motherfucking straps were in their house. His pool table was in their house, right? Like, everything started to disappear. So one night I'm chilling over there. The Usos ain't there. And he's like, bro, I had to shake him. I'm trying to stay off the shit. I'm trying to be cool. I was like, all right. We had these 3 chicks with us. Now, one of the chicks he used to fuck with from time to time, I killed her first, and then after that, it was on them, right? It was on him. And so she got like all into him. You know, I don't know why, but she like started acting like that was her pad. I didn't like that because I was the only one that had the key code to his pad. Like, that was our spot. And so I was like, damn, man, why are you letting this chick come over and just take over our shit, bro? Now I can't even bring chicks over here. Well, there was 2 other chicks that were there, but one of them was a mugre. What do I mean by mugre? I'm looking for anything. This is how she looked. Okay, she was a mugre. She was buck ugly with a mustache. So I wasn't trying to fuck with her. Her other friend was halfway decent, so I pounded it out in the living room. And I was like, man, I got to go, right? I got to go. But these other Usos, they had plans. They slid over, right? And I was like, I thought you weren't fucking with him. He's like, oh, no, bro, me and the chick, we're going to kick it. She influenced him to get high. See, that's why I kind of didn't like her, because she was like, oh, get the bag, get the bag. So he got the bag. So anyways, they're over there, oofing it, right, kicking it. And the Usos like, hey, Sole, you fucking with that girl with the mustache? I said, no. I love me some horse meat. She looks like Megan Thee Stallion, right? I'm like, well, do your thing. So he's fucking with horse meat, and I'm over there chilling with the other one. And the other Usos just looking, right? Like, hey, Sole, when you're done, I want my turn. I'm like, damn, these guys don't even play. That was one thing about Usos. They're coolest motherfuckers. But when they got chicks, right? They wanted my chicks. You could have them. So anyways, as I'm kicking it there, they ended up floating off with the two chicks. So now it's just him, the white dude, and the big fat bitch that he fucks with, right? Excuse my French, but earmuff your kids if they're watching this. It's the truth. And I'm right there, and I'm like, damn, and I'm bored. So I start seeing them. I start getting paranoid, because I ain't gonna lie, man. Give me a couple of little yang. You guys know what that means? That means I did some cocaine, right? And I'm in my own zone, right? Fuck it. If everyone else is doing it, why not follow the leader, right? So I did my little thing, and I start getting paranoid. Starts tripping me out. It's been years, right, since I fucked with it. And I start to get to the point where it's like, nah, man, something ain't right. Something's definitely not right. And the white dude, I'm like, hey, bro, why don't we jam to the homegirl's house? There was this one chick that I was talking to, and she was like, hey, you guys could all come over here and kick it. I was like, why don't we jam up there to her pad, bro? And he's like, oh, all right, bet. I was like, just leave your chick here, bro. She owns the house anyways, basically. So he's like, no, she wants to go with us, right? So I'm like, all right, so trip out. I'm waiting. This dude keeps changing shirts. He's all spun, right? So he can't get his shit together. And I'm already tripping on him. I'm paranoid. I get hella paranoid. Like, I don't trust anybody. The people I really don't trust are the people that are around me. Like, I always think someone's plotting. They're trying to get me. They're trying to rob me. Or I ain't got a penny in my pocket, but they're trying to rob me, right? So, and you know how it goes. I'm sitting there like, fuck, bro, I don't really want to be around this dude at this point, or his fat chick, because she's eyeballing my balls like she just wants to manhandle them. And no way. So as I'm, even though she did, she can suck a chorra. I'll tell you that. So anyways, as I'm right there just posted up, these two Usos keep coming by and they're talking to him. Well, he was doing a deal. I'm not realizing that. I'm thinking, ooh, yeah, you guys are tripping. So I got my homeboy, right? Big Us. If you guys remember, he's real super Us. We call him Big Us. Okay, this has been my partner for years. Still my partner to this day, right? So I'm like, man, I'm tripping. Start texting. Hey, Big Us. Man, there's some Usos over here. I'm in Tacoma. There's some Usos over here. They're tripping, right? They weren't even tripping on me. They had nothing to do with me. But I need some Us on Us violence. I need some I need some Brada. What are you looking at, Brada? In the islands. Brada, right? I need some Brada on Brada, because it's about to get all ugly right now. So I tell the white dude, hey, man, I'm going to go downstairs. We're upstairs. Like, he has a big old master bedroom. Everyone's chilling right there. He keeps changing his shirts. These other Usos are coming in and out. They're bringing dope. The fat chick, she's over there snorting her life away. And I'm like, man, you guys are doing too much. Can I get another guy? Right? Everyone's just chilling. I'm like, I'm going to get up out of here. But I'm not telling them that, because I think they're planning to get me. So was I tripping? One never knows, does one. Sometimes you're wrong. Sometimes you got to trust your gut feeling. So anyways, as I'm kicking it, I go downstairs, and I don't tell these guys shit. I just cut out the front door, jump in the whip, dip off, right? So I'm going to pick up the Brada, Big Us, and his brothers, right? The Super Usos. So if you guys remember, man, I talked about his brother, the one that was all spun out and crazy, right? He had one like that. And I also told you about my neighbor across the street that was different. I've been around Usos in my life, man. It seems like I'm an islander. I'm damn near Polynesian. I've been around so many Usos. I've ate horse meat. I know what it tastes like, right? Allegedly. So anyways, I'm kicking back. I go pick him up. He's like, what's going on, brother? I said, man, these motherfuckers are tripping. He said, nah, bro, you on that good shit. Just relax. I said, nah, bro, I only did 2 lines. I'm not even tripping like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, bro, they're plotting. He's like, well, you made it, so you're good. Just stay away. I was like, no, fuck that. These fool got big dope, right? He was like, what'd you say, brother? Right? I was like, yeah, man, his brother's all spun out. Like, let's go get him, right? I was like, and the Usos, my partner Usos are bigger than them Usos. Them are some big Usos, but these are bigger Usos, right? So, of course, he's like, well, let's go take a trip then. Let's take a trip to the other side of the island, brother. Well, let's go. Oof. We jump in the whip, right? Now, I ain't even gonna lie, I'm swerving and shit. I'm like, hey, man, yeah, we're going to come up because it's good shit, right? So we get there. We get there, man, and I'm not gonna lie, I can't tell you guys everything, but I'm gonna say there was some fists thrown and motherfuckers got oofed, right? We dipped off with a big old bag. Hey, I had to go to work on Tuesday, and the white dude was pissed. Man, you know them dudes are tripping, bro. You know, if I was an asshole, I would let him know, man. But I know the way it worked out, man. If I can get me a big old sack, I said, don't even trip. I already thought about you. Slipped him the zipper, and he was a ripper. Everything was good. So that was the interaction there. Now, let me tell you another thing about some Usos, right? This is going to trip you out. So there's a place called Sandy Mush in Merced, right? And it's a road camp. Basically, it's a county jail. You know, I've told stories about it, about how we backed the Paisas up when they got into it. I've been there a million times. It's like everyone goes to Sandy Mush. If you ain't been to Sandy Mush, you ain't from Merced, period. So anyways, there was an Uso there. He had caught a case. He was fucking with some white chick out of Atwater. He had caught a case for domestic violence, right? But he was from Utah. I guess there's a gang of Samoans in Utah, and he was a big old dude. Well, that particular place at this time, we were playing prison rules. So we had like active Norteños. This was when I was still active. I was in the mix. We had active Norteños, and if you were a degenerate or dropout or whatever, you had your own pods. Then they had the PC, which was like in the bubble. You wore yellow shirts. That was like for all the weirdos. And then, of course, you had just like whites, woods. They all stuck together. Southsiders were in their own bubble. They had them mostly downtown on one block, or they were like a few in the bubble, but separated from the weirdos. And then you had the blacks, the brothers. Wasn't too many of them, but what there was there, they stuck together. So each building had their own little thing. But at this time, they used to open the pods and let us interact a little bit, right? So what had happened was this Uso was there, and he started running the other car. Now, there's no Samoans in Merced. There's no Samoan community. There's no Tongan. Like, you might see a dude that's half Samoan that lives there, but they ain't got no, like, community. You know, they're not thick like that, not in that area. But this dude, man, he's fucking with the Asians. There's a gang of Asians in Merced. Hmongs, right? Hmongs, Laotians, Laos, Mien, Cambodian, all that. There's a fucking gang of Asian, but mostly Hmongs, right? So in the California prison system, the other car consists of Polynesians, Guamanians, Filipinos, and then your Asians, right? That's who they roll with. And usually the Usos, because they're the biggest dudes, they're usually running the car unless it's like a big old Debo, what's his name? Chung Lee, not Chung Lee, but whatever that fucking is, Bolo. Unless it's a big Bolo Asian, right? Then he can run them some shit. But it's usually a Samoan or a Tongan that usually got the keys to the other's car, and they politic, man. They have their own little thing. It's not as vicious as it is like North and South or black and white, but like they politic. Don't trip off them Usos and them Asians. They'll get you. So anyways, what had happened was the Asians like to gamble. They love playing cards. There's games that they play that I can't even pronounce, right? But what happened was the Mexicanos, the Paisas, were playing Conquian. It's a game called Conquian, and they're playing, and the Asians got hella good at it. So they're Gene, right, which is betting, gambling. And they start gambling with everyone. Well, this night there was two Asians. They were gambling with two woods. They were playing spades, right? And the Asians were booking them, booking the woods. Brother, they were booking the woods, brother. Woods were like, there ain't no more shopping sprees, no more late night creep, no more coffee, brother, no more meth either. Well, goddamn, how are you going to be white then? Right? It was all bad. And so as they're betting, these Asians are getting them. These Asians are talking shit. Mao Lao, motherfucker. They're getting their motherfucking Mr. Chow on. They're clowning, right? And the Usos in that building. So what had happened was one of the Woods felt disrespected. So he told the Asian, hey, man, you guys got to talk English. Now the Asians felt disrespected. They're like, man, fuck you, motherfucker. Right? They're telling him, hey, brother. And of course, the Uso sticks up for the Asians, his peoples. And he's like, hey, man, let's not make it a racial thing, man. They're not talking shit. Believe me. And the white dude's like, no, fuck that, man. You know what I mean? Hey, if we're betting, like, how do I know they're not cheating, telling each other their cards and stuff? That ain't cool, right? And he had a point. Because, man, there was one time this one Asian dude was like, I got an ace. I said, what'd you say? He said, I need a taste. I was like, no, motherfucker, you said you got an ace. Fuck you, right? I don't give a fuck if you can't understand English, motherfucker. You sure spoke it. So anyways, I understand where the white man was coming from, but the Asian man wasn't playing. So as they got to arguing, man, the Usos like, how about this, man? How about you guys go in the bathroom? It was like a latrine area. And the cops, there's no cops. You're in dorms. They just walk by every once in a while. Like, you can get killed in that motherfucker. I'm surprised there's not that many bodies that come out of that motherfucker. I'm very surprised. So they go in the bathroom. White dude fucking smashes the Asian dude. Ding, 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 ding. He gets fucking chop suey. He gets wonton souped. That motherfucker gets chopsticked. He gets fucked up. He gets fortune cookied. He's done, right? He should have read his fortune cookie because it said, thou shalt not test the white man. He will whip your ass, right? But it doesn't matter. He's in there fighting for his life. And in jail, a man will be a man and do his thing, right? The Uso man wasn't feeling that. He wasn't feeling that. So as the Asians they're conspiring, the Uso, there was like 4 or 5 Asians in there and the Uso. And now, mind you, my dorm that I was in at the time is next door. So this was secondhand information. This was told to me, but this went down from the Uso, right? So the Uso's feeling some type of way. So he tells the white dudes, hey, I'll fight both of you guys. The other white dude had no issues. He's like, I don't give a fuck if they're cheating or not. I don't want no problems, brother. He wasn't one of those guys that's like a good old wood. He was they call me driftwood. I'm trying to drift up out of here, right? He didn't want no problems. But no, that wasn't the way it was going to go down. Uso's like, I'm going to fuck both of you guys up for fucking my homeboy up. The other wood's like, but I wasn't even involved. You are now, Brada, right? Oh, shit. He called me Brada, brother, right? And so these two try to go in and fight the Uso. He chokes them both to death down there, right? He fucks them up. So now the white men are feeling some type of way. And there's about 7 or 8 of them, right? So they come up to talk to the Uso. And Usos are like the coolest, nicest people in the world. So they're telling them, hey, you know, it's an isolated incident, man. It won't happen again. We just got to stop gambling. And the Uso's like, nah, man, you guys are going to pay us. You guys lost. And the white guy's like, we were up, though. We were up. No, I don't give a fuck if you were up. You're going to get down now, right? And so the white dude's like, we ain't paying shit. Well, that's what you can't do in jail, prison, streets, life, earth is burn people. You're not supposed to, right? It's just not cool. It's not the right thing to do. It's a mistake. But they're like, fuck that, right? So the Uso, you could hear him next door, we're in a different dorm, screaming. Usos are usually quiet. He was like, wow, he's going crazy, yelling. We're like, oh, shit, someone's getting off over there next door, right? The homies are banging because you could communicate through the air vent in the bathroom. They're banging, boom, boom, boom. Hey, what's going on? Is it cool? Because we want to know if the Northerners get involved in something so we can get off. We can take flight on. Whoever they're getting off on over there is who we're going to take flight on over here. It's the way it works, right? Oh, man, we're tripping with the Woods. You know what I'm saying? What up, Andy? Right? Straight up. Woods will be like, brother, but you don't understand. I thought we all got along here. Not today, brother. Not today. Right? So that's usually how it would go down. Anyways, we could hear the Usos scream. They're like, oh, the Usos going off on the Woods, right? And I guess he screamed, we're getting them, brother. We're getting these Woods. And, man, the Asians jumped up. And they said, man, the Asians was in that motherfucker going mow loud like a motherfucker. Chop suey time. Boom, 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 getting off. But the Woods, there were some big Woods in there. They were dealing with them. True stories, right? They were just, it's not like the movies. All these motherfuckers know Wing Chun and karate. That's not like that. The motherfuckers are from Merced, man. They know about getting high and shooting people, right? So they're getting their ass whooped, man. They sit out, Uso beat up every single white man that was there. There was even an old man reading a Louis L'Amour book that got Louis L'Amour. It was all bad. It was all bad, man. So I've been around Usos in my lifetime, man. Some of them good, some of them no good, some of them bad. They're just like anyone else. Nicest people in the world. But, man, you don't want conflict with them. Nope. When a Us says, we're going to get him, Us. Hopefully. And I mean this from the bottom of my itty-bitty black heart. You don't want to be the person on the other end of that get them. Because I'm telling you, when they get them, they got them. With that being said, man, I hope you guys enjoyed this quick one. Thumbs up or thumbs down. Super Us. Heavy's going to be the head that wears the crown. Shout out to all my Polynesian ponders. Shout out to all my Guamanians, Micronesians, whatever the fuck you are, Micro-Mini-Men. Look, I support the Pacific Islanders, man. I ain't never had no conflict. I ain't never tripped off them because I don't want them brothers tripping off me. That's just the truth of the matter. So anyways, with that being said, thumbs up or thumbs down. Heavy's going to be the head that wears the crown. I'm going to continue to strive, struggle, and strive for what I honestly and truly believe in, and that's the betterment of all people. Hey, I seen the Wood the next day because cops didn't even come break it up. They just stopped when the Us was done beating people up, right? The next day, I seen the dude. We worked in the kitchen. The white dude, the first one, the one that beat up the Asian, right? And then they double backed on him. That motherfucker had one eye. We didn't call him Cyclops. We called him Clops. His shit was swollen. I said, what happened? I don't want to talk about it, brother. I said, oh, you must have been on the other end of a big old Us. Something like that. And that motherfucker went from, yeah, what's up, brother, to, man, I want to talk about that, man. That motherfucker went from Biff Tannen to Michael J. Fox real quick. Great Scott. He got fucked up. Anyways, man, this is the gun. I appreciate you. Go support the channel, Gunners Collective TV. I'm dropping bangers over there. Go support Dubs and the Dub S and the Dub S world, man. Fuck with the homie. And I appreciate all the support. Tomorrow, man, I got you with part 2 of Theo versus Theo. Theo on Theo action. Who won? One never knows does one. I'll just say there was pit bulls, rats, roaches, shiesty approaches, and water hoses. Think about that one. The gun.